today's the day. This tractor's been neglected here for, oh, I'm gonna say about a year, maybe even a bit more. Batteries were pooched on it, so it's literally just been sitting in my yard. We got a battery cable that needs to get redone, and every time we think of it, it does not happen. But today, or last week, I dragged it into my middle of my yard, so we had no choice, we had to deal with it. So today we are we're going to pull it to the shop, and that way this winter we can take the time and get this thing back running.
Good morning. It's beautiful, sunny, and a little bit of a breeze. It's Saturday, September 3rd, I believe it is. So we finished this 480 around the yard here, and on Thursday I swathed our last quarter of oats, and we're hoping, by the way things went yesterday, we're hoping and thinking we should be able to finish that last quarter today. We're hoping. So we're gonna fill this bin up, and the rest is gonna go back actually to my yard, and we're gonna start loading those bins up. So that those are normally corn bins, but we're gonna load them up with oats off this last field, and that way when we need to haul to the elevator, it's just right out of my yard and to the elevator. So trucks are unloaded. Peter's gonna finish unloading that truck. He's just got the front hopper, and I'm gonna lift the grain cart and everything over to Daryl's. About a 5-mile drive, and no more than that, so it's a 6-mile drive, and that's where the next field is. So I'm gonna avoid going on the highway, because often, even though we have our hazards on, often we've had a lot of close calls when we can't see behind us. And as you can see, I can't see nothing behind me. Even with my rear view mirrors, it's very difficult. It's very difficult to see behind us to know where the traffic is coming. Typically we like to have the combine, one combine behind, one combine in front, but we moved the combines last night already. So I'm gonna bolt across the field and then go straight across the highway. But we've had many close calls where people they don't see the turning signal, or they're not paying attention, not sure. But we've had lots of very close calls, and we try to avoid the highway as much as possible to avoid an accident. It's beautiful, sunny. I'm pumped that we got this field off, and that it did as well as it did. So on to the next.
As you can see, we're missing the grill. It's on the front. This tractor just needs a little TLC. Anyway, okay, so Dylan, you're gonna go. Watch, I'll give you the thumbs and the thumbs up and thumbs down. When we're turning, just let's see how this goes, because I got no power steering. We'll get out. Okay, so this is gonna get even more complicated. I thought I just didn't have power steering. The reality of it is I got no steering. I can turn on here all I want. It's not that it's just Armstrong. My wheels do not turn, so this could be almost interesting.
Yep, it's working.
Okay, we got on the road. You're good to go then, Dylan? Okay. Okay, so top speed for that tractor when it's running on its own is about 16 mile an hour. Right now we're going about 11. Going about 11, so, and Dylan's giving me the thumbs up. He wants to go faster, so we'll try it. Steering with brakes. Everybody's arrived safe and sound. They didn't go too fast. Took our time, and we are here.
Okay, I'll pull the other one out because that's all that's really left, and then we gotta get the grease guns. Okay, then as soon as we get them fueled up, we'll go to the Peter's yard and grab the grease gun. Air's been done. Arch had done that before we got here. Air filters. So I'm gonna back this one out. Fuel up. Gleaner. So we ran, I think we fueled up yesterday. So we ran all day yesterday. And I must have fueled up. Ran all day yesterday and we got a little over half a tank of fuel. The combines have been doing awesome on fuel so far. Plus our bushels that we're throwing over, we've done a couple throwovers, throwing the pan underneath with the bushel plus, and we're throwing over right around half a bushel an acre. So we're bringing in a lot of bushels. Roughly, the field's been roughly yielding 160 bushels to the acre, and we're only throwing over 0.5. I think Daryl said one test actually was up to 0.7. So yeah, they're doing good. Yeah, have fun. Lots of crickets in the sample. Lots of oats in the sample too. Field isn't quite doing as good as our other ones so far, but it is the headlands, and we'll see once we get going into it. The moisture is up. It's been more in that 14-ish, 14 and a half. But once we get more into the field, we're hoping that's a bit drier. We're good to go. Hey, it'll be 1200 on if we could. We'll see how full I am. First load coming in.
Okay, Quinn, you better grab me before you get him the second time.
My first load coming into the yard. Second load of the day. I think we might have a hard time keeping up with 3 trucks, but we'll see how this goes. As you've seen in my previous videos, our dog Stella, we don't know what it is, but she goes nuts when the auger is running. Corn harvest, I don't know how she had any bark left in her, because she was pretty much barking non-stop. And now she's sitting here. She's waiting for the auger to go on. Trailers aren't quite as nice. They're a lot closer to the hopper.
So today we brought out my baby. We don't use it very often in the field because it's our oldest truck, I guess, number one. And B, the way it's set up, it's not always the best turning truck. But first truck that, I guess second truck that I bought myself. And this one's just always had a bit of a special place in my heart. I don't know if it's flat top, the color, what it is, but I like this one, so today I get to drive it and I'm in my happy place. So while I was waiting for my 3-minute wait to get loaded, and Quinn should have enough to fill me up here, I did some quick number crunching. The guys are traveling at somewhere between 3 and 3.5. I think they're saying they're averaging, I think Art just told me they're averaging about 2,200, 2,150 to 2,200 acre or bushels per hour per combine, and that's pretty impressive. But that's a little stressful on us, and that's part of the reason why we had to bring old Blue here out of retirement. Running 3 trucks and 3 drivers. We're hauling on average 1,400 bushels in a trailer, and so that works out to 4,200 bushels round trip for one round trip, everybody. Simple math says 1 trip an hour doesn't cut it, so we're having to boogie, and we're hauling, I think it works out about, right now Peter and I are hauling to 1 yard and Kendall's hauling to another, just to help us keep going. But we're traveling minimum of 8 miles, but Kendall's traveling right now 10, and Peter and I will be switching up to that here shortly. So we're looking at roughly, let's say 40 minutes round trip driving. That gives us just under 20 minutes to unload, and that includes, and that gives us no time for loading, which we aren't having much because I pulled in the field here 5 minutes ago, and Quinn will have me full here right shortly.
Now, Quinn's getting pretty good at this. He's loading these trucks up darn near perfect. Better every time. The guys keep plugging away. We're down to, when they get to this end, they have 5 up and downs left each. We're going 3.5 mile an hour roughly. So hopefully in less than 2 hours we're done. Lindsay brought us supper, so we're just finishing that up, and I'm gonna take off with this load and keep up with trucking. If all goes well, Oats will be done tonight, so that would be awesome. Get ready for a week next week. Time for the straight headers. Right on. I'm gonna jump in with Arch. That's one pass, half a mile. And he's just about 3/4 full. Well, I think we're gonna do it before the sun goes down. Should I not have said that now? I'd like to think 2 combines should be able to finish. Yeah.
That outside one is eastbound, right?
Yep, they both are.
Those both are?
No, maybe not.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, they are. They both should be. They both should go east. Well, the pickups are done for the year. Hard to believe that, eh?
Yeah.
Everything else is with the honeybees. From here on out, we're 40 feet.
Like how things have changed, eh?
Oh, yeah.
Like if my dad saw what I was doing, he'd roll over in his grave. Like when I started, it was an 18-foot swather, and maybe we did at 2 mile an hour. Now we're a 30-foot, 5-foot swather, and we're doing a 3.5 mile an hour.
And bringing in twice the bushels.
And the biggest bins that I had when I was at the end of farming, we're filling over 1 an hour.
Yep. Oh, yeah, like, well, and then the trucking capacity to get the grain away. Like, there's so many things that have. What's that? It's kind of scary to think of where it could be in 20, 30 years.
Well, if it keeps going the way it has, like in my term,
Yep.
well, like we always said with John Frakes, like how where he started to where
Yep.
like he started with a horse
And
on the steering wheel, he was finished.
Yep.
Like, that's an incredible thing.
Yep. Yep, things have changed a lot. Well, you got full enough for the beacons to go again. You're not going to get that full.
Whoa. Look at this one.
You're just too antsy to get to the end. Well, that is awesome.
Well, that's what we tried to accomplish today, and we just did it.
Yep. All right, it's Saturday, sun's going down, got this combine to empty it. They're just doing a few things. Quinn's got to put that into the truck. And Daryl came up with an idea, and we're gonna see how this goes. We could end on a good note, or we may end on a bad note, but could be both, whatever, who knows. Could end on a good note. Hopefully it's not a bad note, but I'm gonna go grab the swather, and I'm gonna quickly go into our next field we're going to is wheat. And we're going to do a quick test to see whether our wheat should be good to go for Monday. So I'm gonna do a little bit of swathing just so that the combine can go in there and run a test. So yeah, oats is done for the year. It did awesome. I'll tarp this truck, take it back to Daryl and Heather's, which is a mile that way, and a mile and a half, and then I'll grab the swather and run a test. Well, I thought I was done with this thing for the year. Here we go. It's not a dumb idea. It helps us know whether on Monday, whether we're going to be dealing with wet wheat, dry wheat. We can make a plan of action for what we're doing next week. So it was a good call on Daryl's part. So yeah. Something we typically do, we try to do every day after the combines have been used. We got a leaf blower. And we like to blow all the dust off the combine, keep them clean, and yeah, keep them looking pretty. Also, if anything's hot, at least you're blowing as much dust and straw off as possible. So yeah, I'll jump in with Archer and see what it's reading. Not anticipating a big wheat crop here. This field is also one of the fields that got lambasted with a ton of rain. It was looking pretty decent, but it got 4 inches of rain at the wrong time. So we will see. Saying 16? Oh, yield. I'll take that. 60 bushel to the acre. How full does it say your hopper is?
96.
Oh, you're almost half full. Well, that's doing better than I was expecting.